Good morning. Good morning. You can please be seated. It is my pleasure to welcome you as we celebrate today the 15th commencement exercises at the State University of New York at Old Westbury and the graduating class of 2022. I thank the friends and family members of our graduating class for joining us this morning. I would also like to thank Donna Armitage, our sign interpreter this morning. It gives me great pleasure at this time to welcome Ms. Sheila Washington, a member of the staff of SUNY Old Westbury, who will sing today's national anthem. Would you all please rise if you're capable?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light at the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Ms. Washington. Honestly, I didn't know. I see her every day, and I didn't know she had that. Please be seated. As we begin this first formal commencement for Old Westbury in 3 years, and my first as Old Westbury's president, thank you. Let me congratulate each of today's graduates. Speaking on behalf of the faculty, administration, staff, and alumni, I wish each of you much success in the future. You have reached an important milestone in your lives as we all offer our sincerest congratulations to the class of 2022. Today, Today is a very special day for our institution. More than 1,200 candidates applied for graduation this year, making the class of 2022 one of the largest graduating classes in the history of SUNY Old Westbury. I'd like to open today's ceremony with an Ethiopian proverb that embodies the why of this gathering around our graduates this morning. Even in the monastery, there is occasion for merriment. I selected this proverb because it bespeaks the importance of the celebration of accomplishments. That even in a place of quiet and solemnity, there is a time and place for expressing the joy of inherent in what you have succeeded in doing. And this ritual of the graduation ceremony is the apex of the academic experience. In 2019, the president of Southwestern University, Dr. Ed Berger, discussed the importance of ritual in higher education and the importance of this shared experience. He stated that as human beings, we believe in community. So the idea of having the community come together, which includes your family and your friends and your teachers and your colleagues, it's a shared moment. To take a moment to come together as a community and celebrate the triumphant moment, it just uplifts the spirit. And so we inherently want those moments of uplifting memories to hold on to. I believe that the single most important thing that we can do in this moment is to exuberantly celebrate our graduates. So as a former college DJ, yes, who always kept the party hype, I ask every capable person in the building this morning to stand, to get out of your seats, and with your mask on, scream for our graduates and show them how proud we are of them today. Thank you. Thank you. And to you graduates, I ask that you get out of your seat, if you are capable, and turn to the stands and give a rousing round of applause to those who supported your success and came here to congratulate you on this day. Continuing down, continuing down this rabbit hole on the importance of this ceremony, Dr. Lester in Psychology Today states that one of the most important components of rituals is how they demarcate time. They mark beginnings and endings to social phases, and particularly how they serve as rites of passage from one state of being to another. The American anthropologist Victor Turner popularized the term rites of passage in 1970 and delineated 3 segments of this transition from one social role to another. The first is separation, being symbolically or physically removed from a sequestered special place and state. That's sort of like when you went off to college. The second is liminality, the period between roles, which is sort of like the 2, the 4, the 6 years of your undergraduate and graduate experience. And then finally, the reintegration, being reintroduced into society in a new role. That's sort of like graduation today. Turner says that this monumental transition is enacted by the careful attention and mentorship of knowledgeable others to ensure that an individual's potentiality is properly channeled. Sort of like your professors who taught you and developed your brilliance, and the staff who took care of you and developed your character over your Old Westbury years. And so today, as you experience the Academy's ultimate rite of passage, called graduation, as you reflect upon the vicissitudes of your intense, immersive separation experience as an undergraduate or graduate student, as you contemplate your liminality, represented by the dash that separates the beginning of your Old Westbury journey and today, and as you eagerly await your social reintegration as leaders and global citizens, symbolized by your crossing the stage and turning your tassel this morning. We also acknowledge the careful attention and mentorship provided to you over the years by the many faculty and staff members who sit before you today. Graduates, please stand and give them a rousing round of applause. As you graduates reemerge and reintegrate into an unimaginably complex and in many ways troubling world, please know that you are OW made. As graduates, you embody and represent our unique mission, calling for close liberal arts excellence, punctuated by values of integrity, engagement, and cosmopolitanism, and emboldened by our commitment to social and environmental justice. Because you are OW made, we know you to be resilient, brilliant, impactful, woke, and poised to meet the challenges of our nation and our world. From this moment and going forward, every day, you graduates will show the world why OW made graduates are necessary in a world rife with injustice and attacks on human dignity, war, famine, environmental degradation, and a pandemic. Class of 2022, the world needs you now more than ever, and you are ready. The Igbo of Eastern Nigeria have a poignant proverb. At whatever age a child gets a problem, at the same age she has to shoulder the responsibility of it. Class of 2022, Old Westbury has equipped and readied you to bear this responsibility, and we will watch with great anticipation all that you achieve as you own your future. As you go to meet your destiny and take on the world's global challenges, please don't forget us. We anticipate your return as engaged alumni who will contribute to the vitality of the college. We ask that you do so by sharing your time, your talent, and treasures with the college for future generations of students. I want to ask again for everyone who is able to stand, again, keeping your mask on, and at the top of your lungs to stand up and give our graduates one more congratulations. Thank you. First, I don't want to interrupt the party. Remember, I was a DJ. First, our platform party. Ladies and gentlemen, when I call your name, please stand. We are pleased to have with us this morning, representing the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, Ms. Camille Varlet. Representing the Old Westbury College Council today is our chair, Ms. Millie Makanjani, and she is not up here, there she is. Thank you, Millie. Members of the college's faculty who hold the rank of either Distinguished Teaching Professor or Distinguished Service Professor, the highest academic ranks within SUNY, are also represented among the platform party today. These include Dr. Laura Anker, Distinguished Service Professor of American Studies, who is serving as Grand Marshal. And Dr. Fred Mijan, Distinguished Service Professor of Psychology. Also with us on the platform today is our cabinet and senior staff. Will cabinet and senior staff members please stand? You can see the names and titles of the members of our illustrious cabinet and senior staff on page 6 of your program. We are joined this morning by Mr. Lionel Chitty, President of the Old Westbury Alumni Association. Good, okay. Last but certainly not least, please welcome the President of the Old Westbury Student Government Association, Ms. Oluwademilade Ogunlade. It is customary during commencement exercises at Old Westbury for each of the varied populations that make up our community and our campus to bring greetings to our graduating classes. I am going to ask Dr. D'Ambroise of the Faculty Senate and Student Government President, Ms. Ogunlade, to please come forward, one after the other, obviously, and give your greetings to our collection today.
Hi, everyone. You all look amazing. I'm so honored to be here. So I'm Professor D'Ambroise. You might know me as that super tough calculus teacher. I know that I've been pretty tough in my classes, but I have to tell you how truly inspired I've been by my students. I've seen you succeed while taking care of family at home, while running businesses on the side, while persisting through personal and medical difficulties, while staying up with your kids in the middle of the night, and then studying to get your work done. Just know that every success you have achieved to be here today, you've inspired your teachers, and you've inspired those that you have at home. I wish I could tell you that the struggles that you endured here to get here today are the end of the struggles that you will encounter, but in reality today is just another beginning. So savor this moment and enjoy celebrating yourself and your achievements. In the words of the great Chadwick Boseman, the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. Your experiences here at Old Westbury have strengthened your knowledge and your skills. After you leave here today with your degree, you will need to decide what's next. Just remember that whether you pursue another degree, whether you move on to a job, whether you start a business, stay true to what you enjoy and what drives your passion, and life will reward you. For some of you, your passion will lead you to continue in the same field of study where you got your degree. For others, you may choose to go in a different direction. Just know that either way, the degree that you've earned here today is part of your story, it's part of your purpose, and it's part of your personal skills and achievements and your success. I'm so honored to share this day with you. A heartfelt congratulations to all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So greetings, family, friends, faculty, staff, administration, the Old Westbury community, and the best class of 2022. So my name is Oluwademilade Omodesire Ogunlade, but everyone calls me Olu. This is my last day as the president of the Student Government Association at SUNY Old Westbury, and I'm also currently the vice president of the SUNY Student Assembly. I just want to talk about a couple places that are home to me and hopefully home to you all. So some of those places are the Student Union, that's my home, the 3rd floor. The Campus Center is my home, the big green steps. The Science Building is my home. I like the vending machines in there. The Woodlands were first my home 4 years ago when I moved in, and just this morning I moved out of the academic village. So I've had a couple homes on this campus, but in general, the entire campus is my home. And I do believe that home is where the heart is, so I ask that you all give back to your home as it's mine, it's also yours. The things we want to see better at Old Westbury, I implore you all to contribute to that improvement. Don't forget that you're from here. This is your school. You spent years here. Never forget it. When my dad dropped me off 4 years ago, he told me a couple things. He was like, have fun, but not too much fun. He was kind of like, just be smart. And the last thing that he told me that stuck with me was to remember where you come from. And so I'm going to tell you who I am and where I come from, okay? So I'm a proud Nigerian American, okay? Woo, 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 woo. Okay. I am a proud Brooklyn girl, okay? I am a proud Fall 21 initiate of the prestigious Pi Sigma chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And today, you join me, and we're both proud alumni of the State University of New York at SUNY Old Westbury. And as I leave, I just want to ask you all to dare to be courageous. The worst thing you can do is not approach a challenge. The best thing you can do is try, and you fall, and you get up, and you do it again, and you fall, and you get up, and you do it again, and you fall, and you get up, and you do it again. Like, keep doing it. Thank you all. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the program, and I wish your futures are as bright as you all are.
Thank you, Olu. It is now my pleasure to recognize the excellence of our students, faculty, and our staff. I will begin by acknowledging a student who has achieved much during her collegiate career at Old Westbury. Her undergraduate studies end with her having earned the highest honor SUNY Old Westbury bestows, the President's Medal for Scholarship. Would Miss Olivia Carrera Lazo please come forward? Olivia Carrera Lazo earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in sociology with a minor in social work this past December. Upon graduation, she had compiled a 3.91 cumulative grade point average, was a dean's, that's right, she was a Dean's List student and a member of the Tau Sigma National Honor Society for transfer students. Her professors rave about her work and her contributions in the classroom. Along with being a full-time student and full-time employee in the Visual Arts Department at SUNY Old Westbury, Olivia served as an intern in a local law firm as part of her college experience. For excellence in her studies and her leadership among her peers and our campus community, Ms. Olivia Carrera Lazo is the winner of the 2022 SUNY Old Westbury President's Medal for Scholarship. It is now my pleasure to acknowledge the recipients of the Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence. Only 180 out of 326,000 undergraduate students received this honor this year. 2 were SUNY Old Westbury students. Would Miss, and she's here, Inaya Burton, and Mr. Muhammad Mian please come forward. Inaya Burton graduates today with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and a micro-credential in Foundational Counseling. Having exhibited her leadership skills and acumen both in class and through her research, the faculty of the psychology department describe her as the rare student who demands intellectual rigor from herself and her classmates, changing the entire classroom dynamic. Like Inaya, Muhammad Mian was a student of the Old Westbury Honors College. He graduates today with a Bachelor of Science in Biological Sciences and a minor in physics. He has excelled at Old Westbury, earning Dean's List every semester and having been extensively involved in scientific research at the college, presenting his research frequently at important scientific conferences. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in a round of applause for the winners of the 2022 SUNY Chancellor's Award for Student Excellence. Congratulations. Did you want, come back, Inaya. Inaya, come on back. We did that too quickly. Student excellence cannot be achieved without the excellence within our faculty and our staff. Let me now honor those members of our team who have been selected as winners of SUNY Chancellor's Awards for Excellence among the faculty and staff. We begin with the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching, which recognizes consistently superior teaching in keeping with the State University's commitment to providing its students with instruction of the highest quality. First, congratulations to Dr. Nicholas Werner from Mathematics, Computer, and Information Sciences. Is Dr. Werner here? Dr. Werner was recognized for having consistently pursued innovative and creative pedagogical methods and shown superior teaching at all levels of mathematics. Whether in a lower division course like pre-calculus or an upper division offering like abstract algebra, he strives to create an open, inviting, and comfortable learning environment. And his students often mention his passion for teaching and his clear organization of the material for not only getting them through the course, but for instilling confidence that they can understand mathematics, for maintaining the highest standards and giving generously of his time to ensure students had the opportunity to meet those standards. Dr. Werner has been awarded the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Next, we recognize Dr. Maria Zulema Cabello of Biological Sciences on her Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Put simply, Dr. Cabello clearly demonstrates in all that she does her commitment to educate, mentor, and support students. A great example of the creativity and the often compelling nature of her work appears through the interdisciplinary projects that result when her students are required to collaborate with students in humanities and social sciences. Sample outcomes have included the creation of science board games, the design of hypothetical genetic exhibits for the American Museum of Natural History, and the crafting of pieces of art about immunology. For her commitment to teaching, her innovation in instruction, and her dedication to students, Dr. Maria Zulema Cabello has earned the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching. I now call forward Dr. Lana Barber of American Studies, Media, and Communication, who is this year's winner of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Scholarship and Creative Activities. Dr. Barber's scholarship on the histories of imperialism, migration, racialization, and citizenship addresses issues central to Old Westbury's mission and to many of the crises our world faces today. From her award-winning book, Latino City, Immigration and Urban Crisis in Lawrence, Massachusetts, to her service on the board of the Urban History Association, to her grant-funded work to create an exhibit on the history of Latinos in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Dr. Barber has burnished a stellar reputation and is often called on to share her knowledge among other top experts in the field. This year, She adds to her vitae the SUNY Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Scholarship and Creative Activities. Congratulations. Make sure I don't forget your Bible. Next, we honor Professor Samira Smith, winner of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Faculty Service. Professor Smith, an Associate Professor of American Studies, Media, and Communication, has given generously of her time over many years, always working towards effective, positive change in her department, on campus, and in the community. She has consistently collaborated with faculty from other departments on campus to bring media projects to disciplines including biology, computer science, and public health. Her contributions reflect a commitment to racial and social justice and a belief in the transformative power of quality education. In every effort, she pursues among her goals the expansion of digital literacy and the use of emerging media tools in teaching, learning, and communicating at Old Westbury and in the community beyond. Congratulations to Professor Samira Smith, winner of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Faculty Service. Our next honoree is Dr. Haewon Yi. Director of the college's Emily A. Wallace Gallery, winner of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Professional Service. Dr. E has mounted more than 55 exhibitions of professional artists from around the world during her tenure at the gallery, along with executing up to 4 student exhibitions each year for graduating visual arts students, including some of you sitting here today. Dr. E's work as our gallery director, as well as her ongoing curatorial work and research, have resulted in a thriving gallery at SUNY Old Westbury. Please join me in congratulating her on receiving the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Professional Service. And her daughter is over here, everyone. Thank you. I am now very pleased to introduce Ms. Anne Marie Jimenez, Administrative Assistant in the School of Arts and Science, winner of the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in the Classified Service. Ms. Jimenez has been a member of the SUNY Old Westbury team since 2013. Prior to her current position in Arts and Sciences, she made valuable contributions to the School of Business and to enrollment services. At every stop, she has been recognized for taking creative, constructive approaches to her work. She has earned a reputation across campus for working collaboratively and respectfully to move the college forward and to solve problems when they arise. For superior performance and extraordinary achievement and superior service to SUNY students and the community at large, Ms. Anne Marie Jimenez has won the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in the Classified Service. Congratulations. You can't forget this box. Before we move on, I'd like to recognize a few other members of our team. Spring 2020 was a rough time here in New York, with the pandemic in its earliest days and the world having gone virtual. 3 members of our faculty and staff earned Chancellor's Award that year, but thanks to the tumult of those times, we did not have the opportunity to applaud their achievements. I'd like to do that at this point. Would you please join me in congratulating, and I'm going to ask you that as I call your name, please stand. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Lorenz Neuwirth, Associate Professor of Psychology and winner of the 2020 Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching. Also, Mr. Arthur Samansky, adjunct instructor in the School of Business and winner of the 2020 Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Adjunct Teaching. And also, Ms. Lorraine Tedisco, Director of Career Services, External Relations, and Administration in the School of Business and winner of the 2020 Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Professional Service. I didn't see her stand. Did she stand? Okay, maybe she's not here. Congratulations to all of our well-deserving award recipients. Now I have the pleasure of introducing to you our commencement speaker. I'm very pleased this morning to introduce the Honorable Edwina G. Richardson Mendelson. Judge Mendelson has served in the judiciary capacity in the Empire State for nearly 20 years. Whether as a family court judge, in the Court of Claims, or in her current role, she has been recognized for her effort to seek fairness and justice for all who appear before the courts. Today, she is the Deputy Chief Administrative Judge for Justice Initiatives for the New York State Unified Court System, leading the Office for Justice Initiatives as it works to ensure meaningful access to justice for all New Yorkers in civil, criminal, and family courts, regardless of income, background, or special needs. Judge Mendelson also leads the Equal Justice in Courts initiative. In this role, she oversees the implementation of recommendations made in an October 2020 report examining racial bias in the state court system, as well as the implementation of the November 2020 recommendations of the New York State Judicial Committee on Women in the Courts to enhance gender fairness in the New York State courts. As if this weren't enough, Judge Mendelson's sense January 2021, has taken responsibility for the Unified Court System's Office of Policy and Planning, which is responsible for administering the state's more than 300 problem-solving and accountability courts. Across her career, Judge Mendelson has exhibited values like integrity, empathy, intercultural understanding, and a commitment to social justice that are central to the spirit and mission of SUNY Old Westbury. And late-breaking news, just this past Friday, Judge Mendelson received from the Metropolitan Black Bar Association the Jurist of the Year Award. I am eager to hear her thoughts and ready to be inspired about what she believes we can achieve together in society today. Judge Mendelson.
I don't need to talk to you. I had that wonderful, wonderful introduction. I can just go like this and sit down. Oh, I'm delighted, truly, truly delighted to be with you. It's a privilege, it's a pleasure on this very, very special day. I offer greetings first, greetings and thanks to your remarkable president, DJ, Dr. Timothy E. Sams. Greetings also to all of the many dignitaries present and college officials, particularly State University of New York Board of Trustee member Camille Joseph Varlak. She was partying with me on Friday when I got that big award. She is a powerhouse and I am a big fan. Your SUNY Old Westbury College Foundation Vice Chair, Nora Bassett. And Millie Makijani serves as your council chair. She also serves as a deeply valued court professional and is responsible for what I consider the honor of a lifetime to greet you here and provide remarks on this special day. I want to offer some gratitude, however, to some others, your professors and supportive professionals, everyone, anyone who has worked in any capacity for this institution to support you, the students. I offer gratitude to them. But my heartiest gratitude and congratulations, hearty, and I am hearty, I am energetic, I am enthusiastic, and I am reserving my heartiest congratulations to all of the graduates here of the class of 2022. Today is your day. Relish it, take it in, hold on to this feeling. Acknowledge, as Dr. Sams did, your parents and other friends and family and friends who are family who have supported you along the way as we all celebrate you today. I happen to have a deep connection to one family who is in the room, who has a graduate in the room. And now there are a million of you, and I just connected eyes with this graduate. Oh my goodness, you've made my day. So I could not be more grateful to share this special time because that family is a family I love, and everyone who is graduating today has someone in this audience making noise, carrying on, misbehaving because they love you. Okay, now we have to get serious. We have to get serious. It would not be a commencement address if I didn't begin by taking the time to talk about the very, very hard work, the sacrifice, the discipline, all of that you have put in to reach this moment. Hard work and difficulty is part of the process, and you have learned that. It's necessary, a necessary ingredient for success in anything. There is little worthwhile in life that comes with ease. But you've done the work, you've put in the work, you've made the sacrifices to reach this point, and I want you to bask in it and feel as good as you should feel for what you have earned today. And remember this feeling, because there are going to be hard times to come. That is life. But if you could just hold on to what you are feeling today after achieving these accomplishments and this accomplishment of reaching this point, you will understand that despite hard work, there is a worth-itness to the success that comes along with the hard work. So I have been invited to greet you because of my work, about which I am extremely passionate, and the work that I do so greatly aligns with the mission and the core values of this fine institution. And I will be talking about my work, but I am going to begin like your student government leader began, telling you who I am. And it's important to share who we are, because I am many things. No one is any one thing. We are all many things. And I come before you as a judge, as a statewide judicial leader, but more important than that, and well before that, I am a daughter, a sister, a niece, a cousin, an aunt, a mom, mommy, ma. They are not, the mothers in the house know that is not the same. I am all of that. I am spouse, I am sister friend, I am secret keeper, I am confidant, I am boss, I am friend. I got to be, just this month for the third time, Grandma Dee Dee. I'm a proud daughter of the Bronx. And I am here feeling very blessed to love and live fully in my life purpose. And I'm praying the same for you, the ability to live fully and love fully in whatever your life purpose is. Now, I have said the word love at least twice already. I am unapologetic about that term. We need that term. I often say that there is room for love in the law. If there's room for love in the law, there's room for love in anything you choose to do in your future endeavors. There's room for love. Thank you. There's room for love, there's room for care, there's room for passion, there's room for compassion, and full-heartedness in whatever you choose to do in your work life. So, since we're talking about love, examine your hearts as you seek whatever your future endeavors are to be. Engage, and I'm encouraging you if you can, and you can, I'm encouraging you if you will, to engage in passion work. You sought this educational path, which means that there are choices that you made and sacrifices and struggles that you made. If you could make the choice to pursue education, you can make the choice to find passion work. And it doesn't have to be the first thing you do. It could be the first, the second, the third, or the 10th thing you endeavor. Following your heart and working in your passion is extremely important, I believe. And I'm speaking from experience about the first, second, third, and 10th things I've done in my life, but I'm also speaking from experience about the value of being able to work in a passion area and how fulfilling that makes life. One last thing about me, and that is that I am proud to have been public school educated my entire career. From elementary school, through college, through graduate degrees, including a doctorate, public school education. City University of New York, not State University of New York, but a public school educated, proud of it, and that's why my first college commencement address at a public, fine institution like this means the world to me. I will never forget you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So, I have been a judge for almost 20 very fast-moving years. Time moves quickly, trust me. And before that, I was a lawyer working in family court always working in my passion area of children and families. And even when I have different jobs, like this job that I currently have, I brought in my passion area of children and families. I brought it with me. And I oversee a number of policy endeavors that Dr. Sams has mentioned, so I won't repeat them. But my most recent work, which I think is what really brought me here to you, is our calling to eradicate, eliminate racism, gender bias, and any other form of ism we can think of in our court system and beyond. And to explain the nature of my current work, we have to go back to the summer of 2020, a painful season when we all endured the horrors of witnessing what happened to George Floyd and literally witnessed it on our phones and devices. Get off your phones. We literally witnessed it on our screens and our devices. All institutions at that time were called upon to take a stand and engage in what I call our nation's most recent reckoning on race. It's not our first, it is our most recent reckoning on race, and it's racism and its lingering and destructive impact. And at the time of George Floyd's killing, we were in the pandemic, the earlier season of the pandemic, where we were just feeling horrified and scared, and then this. And some refer to racism in America as a pandemic within the pandemic. I will tell you that at the time of this season, this horrible season, we were also having our own very disturbing season within our courts, where court employees were found to have been displaying racist social media. Court employees currently serving in our court officer ranks on social media displaying racist social media images, and we had to act. Leaders all over the country, including our courts as an institution of justice, court leaders, chief judges all over the nation were asked to take a stand, to issue statements, to do something about this. And our chief judge, Janet DiFiore, did something that is unique, and she is brave. She made the statement. She did issue statements like other chief judges and other judicial leaders were doing all over the nation, but she did something more. She commissioned highly respected public servant, former Obama administration cabinet member, Secretary Jeh Johnson, to come investigate, assess, and analyze the courts for racism. And boy, did Secretary Johnson do his job. He issued a 100-page public, you can read it, painful to read report that documented racism in our courts and other forms of bias that we have an obligation to address. And that's how I got the job of a lifetime. The chief judge asked me and tasked me to lead our court system's endeavors and to lead this work. And we have been working nonstop, morning, noon, night, and sometimes through the night to work on this important endeavor. And here's where I shout out your own Millie Makajani. She has responded to her call to meet the moment. She has a full-time day job. She has what she does for you all outside of her day job, but she also serves with distinction on one of our local equal justice committees, which we have established all over the state. She is a leader and a servant in our local Nassau County Equal Justice in Courts Committee, and she serves under the leadership of your administrative judge, Vito DiStefano, and Judge Andrea Phoenix. I'm going to pivot to another topic, but it's all relevant because it really does seem to be a grand season to be a Black woman judge with dreadlocks. And yes, I am referring to the historic. It's not his story, it's her story. The historic appointment of soon-to-be Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. You did it for me. I was going to ask you to pause and recognize that. And you did it. We were all present to witness, bearing witness, the same way we were bearing witness to George Floyd, we were able to bear witness to the nomination of this wonderful judge to the highest court of the land. We saw her display of wisdom and her truly brilliant legal mind. But that's not all we witnessed. We witnessed unimaginable disrespect engaged by individuals who considered her unworthy because of what she looks like or where they think she comes from and what they believe are her values. It was her response, though, that is so impactful and I think is important for me to talk to you about. She met that disgrace and disrespect that was launched at her with a display of what I call amazing grace. And it's amazing because not many of us could have done what she did under fire. And I believe that she was able to do so because she is fully aware and ready to continue her work and her walk in her life purpose. Remember, I told you about your life purpose and how you will walk in your life purpose. When you know what your assignment is, things can be launched at you, and you too can respond with amazing grace. I don't know our soon-to-be Supreme Court Justice, but I have had similar experiences in my profession, things that happened to me. I often say I have been Black and female my entire life. I have lived expertise about being disrespected because of what people think they see and think they know about me based on identity. I have used those bad experiences, and I can say it with a smile. Every single one of them builds me up, lifts me up. It is our response. There's a word called responsibility. The ability to respond that matters. Lifts me up, I become more impactful every time. And no matter what your it is, because life is unfair, each of you have an example of an it that was unfair. It is your response and your responsibility that matters. So if this commencement ceremony were 2 weeks ago, we would have ended there. I would have given you a couple of more tips on how to be a wonderful human being, and we would be moving on. But we experienced last Saturday, so I'm not done. And I have to be transparent with you. I'm still processing Saturday, May 14th, 2022, and the terrible is not a good enough word, the massacre, you fill in the blank, the massacre of our fellow New Yorkers in Buffalo. It has rocked my world. And I'm sure, and it better have rocked your world too. It was awful, and it was here in our home in New York. And it's a reality check that this work that I have been engaged in, and many of you are engaged in, is necessary, it is urgent, it is pressing. And while I join, I'm there with the multitudes who are sending kind thoughts and prayers to those who are directly impacted and those indirectly impacted. I have friends, family, co-workers, and colleagues in the region, and their world will never be the same. We can send our kind thoughts and we can send our prayers, but for me it feels insufficient because our thoughts and prayers haven't gotten us far enough. We have to act in a way that brings justice into being. We have to act justice into being. And I'm still I'm angry. I'm a judge, I have to tell the truth, I'm angry. I'll get over the anger part, and the anger will be transformed because I always lead with love, and sometimes love is fierce. You can love the hell out of somebody, right? Sometimes love is fierce. I'm operating from love, that's my base, but I'm also angry, and I get to be angry, and we all should be angry. We will use this anger and transform it into power and action that is inclusive, powerful, and transformational. There is something about this moment that we are called upon to meet, and that is why this equal justice work that I'm doing in the courts to eradicate racism, to eradicate sexism, to name the ism, we're getting rid of it because it doesn't belong in our halls of justice and in our communities. It's not a project, it's not a program. It's urgent, it is the work. It is the work of the courts to promote justice, and we cannot be just if there isn't equity, access, and inclusion. And that's not just the work for the courts, because many of you aren't going to be working in the courts, but you're going to be working in our communities, and we all have a role in terms of promoting equity in our society, in our homes, at the dinner table, with the cousin or the uncle that says something or feels something and we're silent, the time for silence is over. Okay, I'm back. I'm back to the commencement speech, part of the, traditional commencement speech. When I found out that I was going to be giving you, and you today's commencement speech, I asked everyone I encountered. I know a lot of people. I asked everyone I encountered to send me their thoughts, their ideas, their words of wisdom. What's your favorite saying? And the court community and beyond responded. I have quotes from Maya Angelou, Confucius, Pat Riley, Shakespeare, Muhammad Ali, Gandhi, Eleanor Roosevelt, Audre Lorde, Michelangelo, Winnie the Pooh, and I can't help you with this one, Iron Man in Avengers? You're not getting that one, I have to relate, even if you do. But don't worry, I'm not gonna recite all of it because I've received dozens, maybe over 100. So now you've given me a new assignment of my life. In your honor, I'm collecting them all. I'm creating a booklet. I'm sending it to your president, who will have the obligation of hunting you all down and providing you with your graduation book. But I am leaving you with a few, because if I were to recite everything I received, we'd be standing here for the class of 2023's commencement. And this is your day, not theirs. So here are my commencement-worthy quotes that I'm leaving you with. And I'm starting with my own favorite that is taped to one of my computers in one of my offices, and it guides me. And it's from Martin Luther King, Jr. No work is insignificant. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. You don't have to clap after everyone, but that's sweet. You are kind. Thank you. Another one that remains so important and is fitting for this moment came from the judge who serves as the chief judge for all of New York City's courts, Deborah Kaplan. This is what she sent to me from Elie Wiesel. We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. And the opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference. Judge Sarah McGinty from Ulster County, New York. She's a surrogates court judge addressing wills and estates. But she's leading in her own court remarkable work to honor the legacy of a local shero, Sojourner Truth. She reminded me, and by the way, Sojourner Truth, New York history, we need to know our history. Right here in New York, the first person, black woman formerly enslaved. She walked out of slavery, was only able to take one of her children, successfully sued in our New York courts and won when her son was illegally sold and out of state. So the first lawsuit won by a black person in the country regarding rights in slavery in terms of getting that child back right here in New York, Ulster County, Sojourner Truth. And what Judge McGinty sent me was, yeah, we can pause for that. She sent me the concept in Jewish tradition that has called to me for a number of years, Tikkun Olam, which speaks to our obligation to repair the world. And this is my final saying. I've got one final tip, and it's pretty darn practical, and it came from my division of technology. You technology people in the room, you give the best practical tips. And she didn't make up the saying, and we don't know who made it up because a lot of people try to claim it. But what it is those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those of us who are doing it. So I leave you now with a heart filled with joy, gratitude. You have made my day, my week, my life. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to greet you, and thank you most of all for being.
Judge Mendelson, thank you for joining us this morning. And thank you for the wisdom, the reflection, underscoring once again the power of reflection as you do the work of changing and improving our world. And thank you for inspiring us to continue this very important work that we as a college began over 50 years ago. At this time, I would like to present you with a small token of our thanks for sharing in Old Westbury's commencement exercises. I'm supposed to hold this up.
You can't hold my award, it's mine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we have another. And now, the reason we are all here today, the awarding of degrees. In a moment, Provost Corliss will step forward to get us started. Then you will cross the stage to receive the symbol of your degree from me. Lastly, this is to you graduates, lastly, when we are all back in our seats, we will conclude with the ceremonial moving of the tassel that marks the true completion of your studies. I now recognize our Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Duncan Corliss, who will formally present today's graduation candidates. Dr. Corliss.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you the members of the class of 2022. Who have been recommended by the faculty to the Board of Trustees to receive the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Arts in Teaching, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Professional Studies, and Bachelor of Science. Either having already completed all the requirements associated with the degree or upon final completion by the end of August of this year, the Board of Trustees has empowered you to confer such degrees on its behalf. I ask you now to do so.
Will all graduation candidates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees of the State of New York, I declare you, who have completed all the requirements pertinent thereto, admitted to all the rights and privileges of your earned status, and I hereby confer upon you, with pleasure, the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Arts in Teaching, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Professional Studies, and Bachelor of Science. The provost and our deans will now recognize our graduates. When you are called, please come forward, led by your academic marshal. The dean or director of your respective school will move to the microphone and call you by name. Please cross the stage, accept the symbol of your degree from me, and take off your mask temporarily and smile for your photo. To make sure that photo comes out as best as can be, as you come up the stairs and prepare to cross the stage, again, please take your mask off so we can all see the pride you have in completing your studies. Also, let's be collegial and stay seated until all graduates have had the opportunity to cross the stage. Please do not walk out on your fellow graduates. Dr. Corliss?
I ask now that Dean Tom Lilly of the School of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Lilly, please come forward and begin the ceremony of acknowledging our master's students.
I now call forward the Masters in Data Science. Michael J. Burrell. Supreet Kaur. Monaza Mahmood. Naibi Hezavea. Feng Zhu. I now call forward the Masters in Liberal Studies. Fatima Logan Alston. Melissa Wright. Serena Malhotra. Jennifer A. Argueta. I now call forward the Masters in Mental Health Counsel. Brianna Piro. Isabella Rosaton. Andreas Sacripanti. Samantha Fontana. Danielle Regano. Jacqueline M. Bailey. Maria Grazia Valenti. Jacqueline Jones. Goyatre Popat. Susan Lewis. Catherine Amelia Estrada. I now welcome to the podium Dean Shalay Sims.
Thank you. I welcome the candidates for Master of Science in Accounting, Forensic Accounting, or Taxation. Jasmine Jannat Mazumdar. Nelly Gadeev. Antoinette Reel. Alexandra Nicole Costa. Peyton Jonathan Mayer. Justin Ferrara. Jonathan Nicholas Conroy. Amy Jennifer Montanez. David Charles Greerly. Michael A. Bobble. Christy Joseph. Diana K. Manubi. Kayla Brown Thomas. Sandra Franco. Aaliyah Singh. Catherine Cerna. Erica Moore. Aiden Velasquez. Elsie L. Souza Chavez. Antonio Pietro Padilla. Jose Garcia. Okay, I welcome to the podium Dean Diana Sukram.
Masters in Adolescent Education, Childhood Special Education, and Literacy Education. Jessica Wilson. Talisa Cantos. Catherine Picaro. Ashley Alexis Hendricks. Emily Faye. Stephanie Kraus. Chloe Ludlow. Noelle Brooke Percibali. Maribel Flores. Hannah Cho. Caitlin Mill. Gabriella Kunzo. Nicolette Beauvais. Kimberly Coelho. Kimberly Zapala. Tara Litvin. Brian Matoni. Kira Lamberti. Fernando A. Martinez. Jacqueline Fontana. Sean Hollett. Keith Warnes.
Congrats, Sean. Congratulations.
Karina Lopez. Armando Omana. Paula Oyarse. Jennifer Wino. Haiti Ruiz. Cindy Villatoro. Carmela Perron. Jennifer Thompson. Sania Hassan. Jenna Gerby. Nicole Provenzano. Madeline Casalino. Ann Sweat. Joanne Magahat. Cheyenne Pruno. Marissa Sapalta. Michelle Rule. Samantha Ramos. Samantha Roberts.
Congratulations. 2 times.
Don Wicks.
Good luck.
Shawana Gray. Marlene Gonzalez. Haley Smith. Jenny Bravo. Esme Lim. Karen Zardowoski. Janet Marrero. Myra Mears. Nia Jen. Richard Kunzo. Aaron Muller. Gina Marie Oliver. Jenna Greenberg. Kelly Marie Hinshaw. Demi Cindy Sparrow. Alexandra Caggiano. Nicole McGuigan. Dana Marcelli. Allison Mooney. Julia Grace Dillon. Leanna Rose Benash. Kylie O'Neill. Matthew Bohack. James Normile. Thomas Paul Ferrone. Robert Burns Cunningham. Elvis Amaya. Matthew Motek.
It's now my pleasure to have Dr. Ed Bever, our Director of the School of Professional Studies, begin our acknowledgments of our undergraduate degree recipients.
Hi, I'm going to introduce first the graduates in professional studies and then general studies. Jean-Gardy Derano. Ting Ting Kai. Justin Barron. Jaden Blackwood. Lemuel Celicia. Chantel McCall. Jasmine Daniels. Shirley, sorry, got it on the third one. Shirley Chen. Shelby Hunter Denton. Brianna Angelica Ramos. Zaire Ferguson. Taylor Lovett. Esther Acheampong. Andy Martinez. Damaris Carter. Dylan Adams. Ashley Diaz. Alexander Ciccio. Adeyemi Fadiro. Got it on the second try. Yossi Lalo. Jordan Jameson. Joseph Gentilesca. Nolan D. Fitzpatrick. Michael Cameron. Melanie S. Games. Canoe Perriman. Shanisha Johnson. Alexis Monsini. Kimberly Hill Hudson. Right. Danica Patterson. Alexia Shorna Reed. Nikesha Renee McFadden. Michelle N. Martelloni. O'Dane Fitzroy Hales. Please welcome School of Business Dean Sims back to the podium.
Congratulations.
For those receiving the Bachelor's of Science in Accounting, please come forward. And a Bachelor of Science in Management, Marketing, and Finance. Wendy Areli Rodriguez. Jennifer Janet Calderon. Hello. Christine George. Congratulations. Kamal Irfan. Amy Zhang. Nafisa Ali.
Congratulations.
Lauren Mokolo. Carla Medrano. Justin Staropoli. Hina Katial. Stephanie Alvarado. Lauren Elizabeth Emanuel. Brent S. Roth. Dylan McIntyre. Vanessa Lopez. Desiree Harry. Jonathan Lee. Ronald Saravia. Amy Louise Provost. Natalie Teneo. Alex Cruz. Terja Limbert Thatam. Abigail M. Zuniga. Rashni Kamta. Norma A. Cruz Romero. Mario H. Alvarado Jr. Rebecca Lynn Barthelmess. Brandon Drexler. Emily Padilla. Julissa Flores Galindo. Laura Cruz Velasquez. Jose K. Chavez. Luis N. Tiglias Jr. Dara Zarinche. Jimmy Calderon. Ramona Ramnauth. Regina Gonzalez. Tori K. Thompson.
Take all the time you need, all right? It's your moment.
Philip Mastropasqua. Diana Proverbs. Myrna Aguerta.
Congratulations.
Leslie R. Cheeks.
Congratulations.
Nityanathan.
Congratulations.
Nicole Umutoni. Jack Puleo.
Congratulations.
Gavenda Ase.
Congratulations, Nicole.
Chris Chicas.
Good job. Congratulations.
Sarah Ahangri.
Congratulations.
Daniel Ahmed Williams.
Ready? Congratulations.
Justin Apaza Wanka.
Congratulations.
Rudy Leonel Velasquez Reyes.
Congratulations.
Juan Jose Gonzalez.
Congratulations.
Shagun Kana.
What sport?
Tisha Puri.
Congratulations.
Simran Kaur. Jessica Rose Lawrence. Vincent J. Bertie. Cesar Orozco. Taylor Girand. And Anuradha Baldeo. Please welcome back Dean Diana Supram. I'm wrong. It's the rest of my class, Management, Marketing, and Finance. Robert William Walter. Leanne Williams. Mariela Piacencia. Ravel Giddings. Michelle Jara. Cherish R. Francis. Abisola Adusanwo. Damian Coombs.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth M. Simmons.
Dr.
Isaiah Swan. Bhavendra Sahadeo.
Congratulations.
Christiana Wittenberg.
I guess, right?
Maniola Joseph.
Congratulations.
Antasia Woodson. Orpheus D. Coutinho. Damari Maldonado. Cindy Diana Orellana. Anita Rampasad. Jaskaran Jessica Dugal. Alexandra Thorpe. Nathaniel Josias Morales de Guzman. Jaden Wright. Serena Toe. Kiara Brown. Yasmin Shubaran. Magdalena Carpiesu. Victoria Parisi. Leslie Science. Dariana Ayala. Chantel Thomas. Chelsea Gabrielle Tabertus. Soraya Elizabeth Jones. Javon Grant. Jacqueline Mendez Morkin. Jamie Lynn Callow. Michael E. Quinones. Zuzum Khan. Bhavin Bardwaj. Eddie Giovanni Ferrera. I'm sorry. Jordan Hess. Daniel Chiayuzi. Devon Moore Jr. Shania Hall. Sheldon R. Henry. Dritan Salaj. Amar Kosh. Justin Jones. David Angel Okendo. Christopher Okuya. Christian Torres. Kiana Gomez. Wilkie Nerette. Anthony Speciale. Mario Mendez. Ariel Adames. Oh, Aviel, excuse me, Aviel Adames. Maria Arana. Nahid Fati. Miguel Abreu. Ariel T. Dorvilas.
Congratulations.
Odalis Bonilla. Jody Ann Crawford. Andre Darrell Hamilton, Jr. Joshua Remy Vargas.
Here we go. Congratulations to you.
Jason Blackman. Jessica Michelle Nelson. Jared Keston. Michael Thomas Homan. Seima Aksu. An Vu. Babur Ismail. Nathaniel Chinchilla. Shane Viola. And now I'm welcoming back Dean Diana Suplin.
Majors in Adolescence Education. Dominic Noto. Shannon Miles. Kyle Budner. Andrew Rocio. Cameron Isnardi. Victoria Ligori. Andrew Smisek. Majors in Childhood Education and Literacy. Jennifer Orontes. Tracy Lopez. Nicole Bruckner. Isabella Adamo. Emily Restrepo. Dana Marie DiGiulio. Amanda Pellegrino. Emily Sadowski. Gabriela Castello. Kathy Nee Newen. Nina Morel. Julia Dunlop. Natasha Vega. Caitlin Tuzulu. John Modica. Brandon Morales. Alicia Perez. Sharon Roy. Crystal Rivera. Christina Ragon. Amber Brown. Christina Norte.
Good job.
Sophia Davida. Elena Page Spinelli. Nicola De Vicius.
My pleasure. Congratulations.
Kayla Ramirez. Julia Munoz. Ombar Husseini.
Congratulations.
Navnet Kaur. Lydia Babu.
Congratulations.
Megan Hara Guiegos. Taylor Gander.
Congratulations.
Brittany Bowes.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Victoria Skelos. Kristen Baumgartner. Jack Alsper. Victoria Antoine. Justin Meli. Christian Roden. Alejandra Reynosos. Ashley Alava.
You don't have to rush. It's your moment.
Sandy Palencia.
Congratulations.
Crystal Alessi.
Congratulations, teacher.
Alexis Melgar. Juliana Sandman. Estar Flores. Alison Levitt. Kayla Alicia. Rosanna Lobasco.
I did, yes. Congratulations.
Tishara Jarvis.
Congratulations.
Samantha Lawrence. Casey Savage.
Congratulations.
Masters in Exceptional Education and Learning. Bachelors in Exceptional Education and Learning. Stephanie Couturn.
That's how you walk. Take your time. That's right. Congratulations.
Alexis Cruz.
Good luck,
Ashley Maltese. Tony Buffalino. Emily De Sousa. Alexa Mosca. Brianne Chirino. Alana Shapiro. Joseph Bachero Forte. Anthony Critelli. Lauren Kalenka. Jessica Ogaro. Ghana Amin. Mingling Guo.
Congratulations.
Teresa De Vivo. Sonia Rodriguez. Kaylee Moran. Carolina Bustillos. Rosalie Hernandez.
Congratulations.
Tara Shawego.
You can walk with me.
Alexa Garcia. Melissa Martinez. Bridget Olson. Anna Marie Owens. Rachel Corba. Joshua Saliba. Gina Miller. Nicole Mile. Nicole Mill. Jasmine Machuca. Brianna Ordonez. Alexa Sakaris. And Melanie Sterling. Introducing Dean Lilly to the stage.
I will be assisted in this task by Assistant Dean Betty Barbari. And we will begin, with the American Studies and Media. Oh, thanks. We will begin with the American Studies and Media and Communications Department. Shamar Calloway. Kayla C. Murray. Thank you. Amanda Grant. Nicole Lynn Paul. Barzilai Wright.
Congratulations, good to see you.
Taisha M.J. Brown.
Congratulations.
Melania Marquez. Stefan Spooner. Shamal Flock Clark. Alexander Placier. Monette Bonanet. Destiny J. Sharp. Tafari Simpson. Jennifer Lauren Jenkins.
Noel and Noah, mommy did it!
Erica A. Robinson. Ryan Dupree. Renata Mendonca. Naja Irvin. Felicia Nibbs. Oh, sorry. Brianna Felicia Nibbs. Sandra Lavoie. Unique Battle. Megan Daytona McGrath. Elisa Roland. Marcela Taina Morales Lugo. Sasha Tate. William Francis Sullivan. Melissa Rosello. Deborah Bishat. Jemima Wilson. Matthew Lorenzo. Rahul Hir Andrade. Jasmine Reyes. Rose Danae. Rosani. Rosani. Rose Danny. Chaco. Lillian Grace Chiuza. Mirlinda Dalapaski. Evan Howell. Alexa Neophytidis. Christina May Fielza Fowler. Colleen Grant. Garand. Hannah Thomas. Anthony Bruno. Ashlyn Smallwood. Kyle Bertode. Richard Ulysses. Kurt Miller. John LaRue. Alexa Grace Taylor. Sage Super Saperstein. Congratulations. Alexander Antonio Prudencio Monge. Brandon Anthony Watson. Stephanie Kinberg. Kira Phelan. Michelle Chan. Mahaley Licona. Alexander Campanella. Zachary Lasky. Niklaus A. Field. Benjamin Saltz. Brandon Natali. Matthew Greenblatt. Cassian San Pablo. Ulia Archer. Sophia Rose Soto. Alexa Anastasia Katsaros. Kimberly Yvonne Johnston. Biological Sciences. Bisma Ali. Don Kirella. Preya Elizabeth Chicapara. Jacqueline Phillip. Shanzeh Khan. Shakar Kesi. Shubha Patez. Nia Simone Dennis. Javier Munoz Palma. Jennifer O'Connor. Maria Michaela. Marco Morcos. Say the first name. Amy Lopez Calderon. Ume Khan. Carrie Machinsky. Mohammed S. Chauhan. Zainul Abedin. Tiaba Hassan. Saraswati Dubey. Fedline Aristide. Jennifer Luke. Anthony C. Campatiello. Darren Owens, Jr. Ethan Roosevelt Daly. Bella Ashirova. Elena Muzichayeva. Gabriela Maria Anzaloni. Juliana Elizabeth Turkios. Ivana Gladys Rivadenciera. Mallory Moretti. Zora Qureshi. Desiree Moza. Matthew T. Gabriel. Saad Akmal. Angel Roy. Angel Roy. Nadine Henry. Julia Bobro. Emiola Omatade. Rohana Cook. Kayla McLeod. Adrielle Amber Birchwood. Isabel Aliane Duplessis. Sirath Hamid. Zainab Tariq. Stefan Desiree. Orlando Rivera Zeas. Share Grosvenor. Grovik. Melanie Jimenez. Flo Brezius. Maha Humayu. Yardley Bonet. Congratulations. Christina Correa. Gemma George. Deborah Anor. Rodolfo A. Varela. Olivia Miller. Nicholas Romano. Gabriela Burgos. Christina M. Barote. Ibrahim Al-Hwaribi. Marcos Matos. Paula Sarmiento. Karina Sarmiento. Stacy Auguste. Gabrielle Augustine Johnson. Patricia Joseph. Jocelyn Alcapina. Anna Manzanilla. Jalen Morales. Nicola Applewaite. Gianna Levine. Joshua Johnson Sakiria. Heiser Taryn V. O'Dion. Saeed Ayez. Samir Ahmed. Mohammed Mian. Tala bin Navid. Shantae Lynn Jackson. Nazea Court. Samori Pender. Mansi Patel. Alexandra Bugas. Anjoli Persau. Chemistry and Physics. Rezanelo, Anthony Rezanelo. Andrew Charles Zink. Mega Kotazi. Catherine Elizabeth Burasing. Shina Claudine Clark. Jeanette Beauvoir. English. Elizabeth D. Zalepa. Adriana Fragoso. Stephanie Petteroy. Andy Santo. Maria C. Alguera. Carly St. Angelo. Adriana Guillen. Sydney Marie Mitchell. Sabrina DeMouse. Matthew Arneman. Patricia Jasmine. Nazia Mohammed. Olivia Joseph. Chloe Bernstein. History and philosophy. Henry Slocum. Sayed Saif Ali Zaidi. Justin Jones. Jason Rejoan. Kevin Ritter. Benjamin A. Correas. Kevin Colina. Bernadette Marie Leon. Kathy Alicia Bonilla. Oh, Cindy Alicia Bonilla. Tony Ann Chiofalo. Jillian Ackerman. Jessica Renee Davis. Marley Ravikas. Ryan Smith. Christopher Michael Hochreiter. Marissa Medford. Thais Rosario. Kylie James Akpalo. Amanda Jaklobowski. Liberal arts. Flor Centeno. Alyssa Shaken. Slow it down. Give me the high sign. Sasha Leon. Math, Computer, and Information Science. Teresa Epps. Sarah Ansari. Enid Cuevas Guzman. Sierra Rodriguez. Diego Pereira Alvarez. Jimmy Etienne. Marquise P. Robinson. Anthony K. Ezeji. Alan M. Abraham. Jonathan D. Cruz. Robert James Cabrera. Andrew Mirabella. Maxwell T. Ferguson. Omar Abu al-Rijal. Rakan Ulam. Romina L. Tutven. Umir Folks. Zaid Khan. Saad Kirmani. Alexander A. Castro.
Bing bong.
Andre Javier Rivera. Deontay Harris. Upeimi Orioki. Thomas Mancini. Jabin Varghese Bijou. Victor Pajanis. Kevin Thomas. Gideon Umoengi. Morel. Nancy Marie De Leonardo. Kelsey Maldonado. Sydney Alana Finkelstein. Kayla Nicole Scuderi. Marian Alaudi Diaz. Damilola Bayo Shibotiom. Amanda Sanchez. Paul Joseph Reed. Yvette Mora. Brianna Regan. Anne Isabel LaForest. Rachel Gordon. Sean Chapman. Desiree Michela McKee. Christopher Belizaire. Lade. Emily R. Mendez. Rachel Thomas Wade. Nicholas Slabiento. Zachary Stein. Wilbert M. Ribas Cisneros. Kiana Garcia Gonzalez. Ellen Giselle Quintanilla Pineda. Industrial and Labor Relations. Hawa Drame. Tamea Nelson. DeAndrew Robertson. Annabelle Adelaida Larito. Sejun Edwin Chiang. Dion Delvalle Rice. We made it. Robbie Brooks. Renee Kreppel. Sean Gilmore. Assistant Dean Berberi. Psychology.
Christine Elizabeth Ramirez. Samantha Garcia Martinez. Nushia Kiara Allen. Shilda Davis. Angelina Marie Gagliardi. Maylene Ramirez. Wendy Zhang. Taya Leslie Hunter. Nirvane Balkaran. Minaj Ali. Jared Sadowski. Clayton Dean Plakis. Caitlin Marie Campos. Celeste Arango. Sue Ozlek. Monica Michelle Ramirez Quintanilla. Dulce Rodriguez. Adeline Veras. Stefani Petus. Alexandra Luport. Anaya Burton. Christian Pesantes. Bianca McMillan. Kristen Sorbear. Caitlin Adriana Suarez. Jacqueline Emily Stern. Naomi N. Davis. Nicholas Myers. Brandon Rivera. Shanice Grates. Clarice Lennon. Christina Grace Hassett. Monique Brittany Golden. Andrea B. Franco Betas. Erica Wu. Jacqueline Apolinar Garcia. Alexis Ariola. Janae Jackson. Nia T. Goldman. Autumn Rose Miller. Philomena DeFranco. Aisha Faisley. Kelly Herrera. Leonidas Pascal Bonet. Eden Lekic. John Anthony Scaputici. Costas Peter Paul Mandelos. Lauren Castro. Melissa Watson. Kayla Amil Curry. Jade Hang. Brianna Berger. Olivia Thomas. Matilda Larison. Lanice Page. Dory Lynn Silvestri. Shania Welch. Parker Stevens. Angelique Parham. Destiny Ellison. Jose Guardado. Julian Horatio Alvarenga. Sami Chowdhury. Arshi Khalid. Sarah Patricia Donnelly. Elizabeth Perez. Ashley Paredes. Brianna L. Mir. Tamahina Perot. Cassidy Sao. Kimberly Natasha Blackett. Raina Valentine. Devante George. Christopher Francois. Diamond Dubose. Alyssa Christophe. Angelina Liberato. Kiara Price. Tania Houston. Jenna Mima. Mahum Bey. Najee Dominique Williams. Adenewali Adelimi. Public Health. Arab Ahmed. Sakina Khan. Muhammad Umar Salim. Moira Martinez. Viviane Catherine Jean-Pierre. Stephanie L. Martinez Ponce. Jessica Hill. Shelly-Ann Mitchell. Shalene Mitchell. Joshua A. McNeil. Anthony Watkins. Ashley Brown. Idilipa Ramirez. Brianna Anaya. Carla Morales. Madison Page Mills. Vashtika Rampersad. Kyra Romero. Yaselin Cecilia Benitez. Cameron Roger Sanati. Ashley Yvonne Estrada. Amreen Kamal. Pamela M. Osman. Jessica Christina Adefuye. Jayshawn Sherwood. Gabriela Restrepo. Shamira Selena Turner. Khadidra McCoy. Burvens Dorval. Michelle Marie Caputo. Elizabeth Jean Zabrowski. Ernst Alvarez Jr. Nancy Benitez Zelaya. Natis Naya Willis. Letitia Evelyn. Michelle Barriga. Kruti Shah. Tyona Walker. Kendra Etienne. Kadia Bakis. Pierre Boussifat. +1. Joy Destiny Reyes. You're first. Bridget Samuel. Jasmine Guzman. Megan Katrina Beckford. Andrea Paraga. Nicholas S. Wolf. Lorelei Franco. Luke Joseph Spencer. Jessica Chantel Reed. Jasmine Guldeep. Daniela de Leon Palacios. Jasmine M. Ostorga. Justin Alstair Richardson. Tama Miller. Melania Mayen. Molly Evans. Natalie Samarukova. Caitlin Puzo. Julia Lisa Villalela. Angelica Guadalupe. Juliana Nicole Tarrant. Ariel Lisa Mangual. Oops. Jacob K. Schwartz. Kyle Douglas Schoenman. Catherine Arles Hernandez. Christian Mansasella. Amanda Barth. Tamisha Dunbra. Danielle Lynn Kaner. Malik Taylor. Olivia Carrera Lazo. Criminology. Melissa Derival. Alexa Nicole Fucci. Ivy Green. Jada Jones. Yinya Smith. Ginia Smith. Christine Pierre. Feroz Qureshi. Tyler Brian Delbridge. Kevin Morel. Alexis Marie Valencius. Ariel C. Moreno. Taje Bethia. Brandon Miles. Renee K.A. Burke. Kimberly Portillo. Stephen Benjamin Tercios. Julia Rogers. Taylor Peterson. Christian Lopez. Brian Wayne Thompson. Clara Camilla Sogren. Zaria Philip. Lashana Aline. Charles Caron Wingate. Nicholas Tyler Gamarez. Tatiana Hernandez. Patricia Leroux. Talira Elliott. Rosio Rivas Lizama. Lorengine Dartois. Dumares Angela Gonzalez. Lexi Torres. Jessica Hirsch. Renisha Shannon. Sabrina C. Watson. Deanna Dominique Noble. Brianna Elise Williams. Plus one. Rochelle Gonzalez. Allison Giselle Salazar. Jake Bukowski. Shauna Tercera. Michelle Cuevas. Kevron Jones. Ayana Green. Seth Emery DeBoros. Fatima Hamid. Elia Bentley. Clark Balatier, Jr. Tyler Violet. Matthew Ragno. Malaysia Covington. Ikea Alexander. Kenya Gote Bernardez. Visual Arts. Lauren Linton. Deandra Lene Barsdale. Dwayne Mead. Dianero Reyes. Christopher Webb. Kamika Reed. Brianna Cancini. James O. Ferrara. Roy Murray. Isis Eiffel. Cecile Shamel Clark. Dahlia Elizabeth Lopez. Carl Anthony Rivera. Luis Palomo. Angela Gabriela Moore Cornejo. Emily Grace Fetter. Faith Hastings. Rachel O. Hafsa M. Marzouk.
One more round of applause for all of our graduates. I introduce to you the class of 2022. My congratulations to the graduates. As graduates, you are now permitted to wear the tassel on the left side of your mortarboard. So everyone, turn your tassel. The role of this college was to prepare you for the future so you can face the new challenges of our global society. With your diplomas in hand, you will continue forward in what is an ever-changing world, a world that stands in desperate need of your knowledge, your passion, and your energy. Before we leave, I would like to give some words of thanks. First, let me thank the dedicated men and women of the SUNY Old Westbury faculty and staff. The work they do every day makes celebrations like this possible. Nor would anyone's graduation be possible without the support, emotional, spiritual, and financial, of the families and loved ones of the members of the class of 2022. To the mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers, spouses, and children, to each and every loved one who supported someone who graduated today, thank you. Thank you also today to those graduates who have participated in the class of 2022 gift campaign. Over the past week, you together have raised more than $5,500 in support of scholarships for future students. Thank you. I urge the rest of the class of 2022 and all others in attendance today to help the Old Westbury students who follow today's graduate. Use the QR code found inside rear cover of your program and make a donation today. Lastly, there is one other group I would like to recognize. With the class of 2022, Old Westbury's family of alumni will have grown to nearly 36,000 in number. If you are a graduate of SUNY Old Westbury, whether the class of 2022 or any year before, please make some noise wherever you are. Graduates, this brings to an end our 56th commencement ceremony. I am confident that your professors have taught you well and that you are ready to tackle life's challenges. Be smart, be safe, be active, be engaged, and own your future. Thank you all for being here today. And one last time, congratulations to the class of 2022.